Alright, I wanted to make a quick Batman guide, and excuse me if I'm talking a little loud. My mic is garbage on my PlayStation. I usually play on PC, but that's all besides the point. Let's just get right into this guide. So this is going to be pretty general tips and tricks with a little bit of tech, and I want to start off with some pretty important tech that I don't see a lot of Batman players using. It's with his grappling hook here. So what you want to be doing with the grappling hook is literally just be putting it out and jumping right out of it. If a player is not really approaching you and you're having issues closing the distance on them, usually this works with, other brawl type or assassin characters. If they have a lot of projectiles, then you might not be able to get this off as much because they're going to be shooting you. But if you ever find yourself in a stalemate or you don't want to approach them, just sit to the sides and just start throwing this grappling hook out. And what you're going to be doing is baiting them to dodge roll. Once you got them conditioned to dodge roll out of this, here's where this comes in handy the most. Ready? So you're going to throw this on them, jump out, side air. Now this is going to hit a lot of the time because what they're going to do is when you grapple hook on them, they're going to dodge, and they're going to dodge right into your side air. Trust me, it works a lot. If you're really far away, it's kind of harder to connect. Like if you're way out here, a little harder to connect, but you can still get it in those distances, but it's really good in that kind of medium range. You throw that out, and you're always going to hit this this jumping side air. So that's a really good tech that you should start implementing in your game plan. I hit this on people all the time online, especially when I got them conditioned to dodge it. You can even, every now and again, you actually let one go and connect. Another thing, if you got your bat bomb on you on the opponent, try to throw the grappling hook right on that 1 second mark. Now there is a sweet spot that you're gonna have to work for. I don't really have a good rule of thumb for it, but you just experiment with it, and just right around that 1 second mark when you see it about to go off, maybe probably like as soon as it says 2 almost, what's gonna happen is they're gonna want to dodge the bat bomb, and when they do dodge it, your grappling hook's gonna connect right after the dodge. So experiment with that for a little bit and try to get that sweet spot working. Is that about it with the grappling hook? Yeah, so just a quick summary. Go ahead and, don't let it connect the first couple times. Jump right out of it. Don't ever dodge out of it. It's useless to do that because you're just wasting your stamina. And we're going to go into stamina usage with Batman in a little bit here because there's actually 2 ways to play Batman, in my opinion. But besides the point, don't let it connect the first few times. Get it in their head that they should dodge you. If they're respecting it, then go ahead and just let it rip and hit them with it. If you're afraid to let it rip all the way, just go ahead and jump out and go for the side air like I showed you before. This is hitting a lot more than you think if you haven't tried it yet. So, going into the stamina uses with Batman, a lot of people, what they're doing right now is, they're doing a lot of combos like that. Actually, you're not supposed to hold it. Let me see if I can actually get this to work. Yeah, so they're doing that, and they're burning stamina by doing a cool little combo like that. I think stamina is pretty important with Batman. Honestly, with all characters, I think going into a new meta, a lot more people are going to be more conservative with their stamina just because the disadvantage state is so strong to be against. So I actually like to conserve my stamina as much as possible, and I love to bait out their dodges with my grappling hook or anything that I can to get them to burn their stamina. Once they have no stamina, you're abusing this, you're letting it rip almost every time, hitting them up in the air, you're trying to juggle them as much as possible. Obviously, if they're close to the edge, you're side airing them off the map, throwing your Batarang, and just kind of pushing them off the map. It's the main thing I go for in a match. If I can get them, if I notice that they're burning their stamina a lot, I let them burn it, and I go after them hard right afterwards. Sometimes I'll even save my bat bomb. A lot of players in the beginning, they'll activate their bat bomb right away. I sometimes do that just to get it out and get the cooldowns reset, but honestly, sometimes, especially now that my game's evolving, I've been finding myself not using the bat bomb right away. I'll see how my character or my opponent's playing, and if they're playing really aggressive and they're burning their stamina a whole bunch and they're letting me fake them out with my grappling hook, I save my bat bomb until I see their stamina burnt out. Then I go for the pressure, and I'm hitting them with everything I got, pushing them way up into the sky and getting early kills with my bat bomb and, taking advantage of their stamina usage. So we, did a little bit with stamina, and again, I said there's like 2 ways to play. I guess in general right there what I was trying to explain was a lot of players, this is going to be like a lot of pro players you see right now, and a lot of people following the meta. They're going to be doing the, the combos, instant air dashes here. I'm not good with it. You saw me connect it before, but because I don't really go for it. Like I said, I'm more of that keep my stamina as high as possible, keep it higher than my opponents, and try to burn out their stamina. I think there's gonna be a meta switch. Mark my words, and maybe, you know, try out both ways. See if you like it. If you want to burn out your stamina real fast and get all fancy with combos, go ahead and do that. But I would recommend trying it my way. You know, be conservative with your stamina. Don't, you know, if you need the combo, use your Batarang, right? And, you know, I use a little bit of stamina there, but this is one of the better combos with Batman. If I can get it to connect here. Yep. Boom. You're doing 40% right there off of your jab, so that's pretty good. That's usually my bread and butter combo I like to go to. You can even get it off your jab. Actually, it's a little harder to do that now, but you can get it to connect. They made a new patch, and it's actually a lot harder to connect it off the dash attack, which is a bummer. I'm really upset about it, but if they're a little bit higher percent, this actually connects pretty consistently. He's just at 0, so it's not really connecting for me. But you get the idea with those combos. And then obviously, since we're talking about combos, the dive kick into down air into up air, that's one of his main bread and butter combos. A lot of times, I wouldn't say a lot, but every now and again I will go for this. I feel like it's a little bit more consistent sometimes, but anytime you can get this, it's a little bit better. I think you're getting a little bit more damage, and you're popping them straight up, which is probably a little bit stronger with Batman, being able to juggle them up in the air since he has such great air options. So anyway, let's go back into something else. We'll talk about Batarang here for a little bit. With the Batarang, there's so much cool shit you can do with it. So some of my favorite things that I like to do is I'll actually approach them, throw it above them like this, and then just kind of play around it. So I just kind of use it as a condition tool. So, you know, if you see it above them, obviously they're not going to want to jump. And sometimes I'll come in with my dash attack. And just to go over the dash attack real quick, just a little detour. I know we're talking about Batarang, but don't throw this out here. I actually want to talk about side attack or dash attack real quick. We're gonna put Batarang on hold. So with the dash attack, don't ever just throw it out unless they're in the air, maybe jumping and they're dodging and trying to get away from you. Then of course, you know, get your dash attack out. Sometimes you just feel that it's gonna hit. Go ahead and do it, but I would never just throw it out in neutral. It's pretty slow, especially after it gets nerfed. I mean, I can't do shit after I slide. It's horrible. I used to feel a lot more better. But what I like to do if I am going to ever throw it on neutral and we're both kind of contesting territory, just kind of, you know, play some footsies. So get them guessing on when you're going to approach and, you know, just kind of play with their head. Like, oh, I'm coming, and then maybe throw it out. If you're going to do it. I kind of recommend you never do it. I wouldn't say never, but use it very sparingly. You know, don't make it your main approach tool to dash in like this. What I like to do too, since a lot of Batmans online will dash in like that, a lot of people like to sit in the back and they just jump and then they wait for a down heavy on you, right? You probably, as Batman, you get this done to you all the time. You're both sitting here, you slide in with a dash attack and they jump and slap you. So what I like to do, a lot of times my approach, I'll dance around, and I'll jump forward and just up air. You're going to hit so many people doing this because they're actually expecting you to go in with this dash. And what you're gonna do is just jump in and boop. You're gonna boop them right in the butt. Boop. So keep that in mind. You know, don't throw out the dash attack all the time. If you're conditioned to do it, just start jumping forward and doing this. You're gonna get a lot more people than you think. And then obviously once you've thrown this out a couple times, then you know throw out your dash attack. Get creative with it. 2 different approach tools for you right there. So go ahead, do this every now and again, and go ahead and do this every now and again, right? And then obviously if you're having trouble and maybe they just want to sit there and do this, you know, oh, they're coming. Oh, dash attack Batman, boom, you're dead. If they're doing that shit on you, sit in the back, do this. You know, if they're gonna dash out of it, let them dash out of it. If they're not, then let it connect like that. So now let's go in the Batarang. Like I was saying before, I like to throw it above them a lot of the time, right over their head, and kind of just sit there. I'll hold it down heavy. I'll slide in with this. I don't want to tell you very specific stuff with Batarang because it's such a universal tool that I think you should really come up with your own playstyle with it and figure out your own little tricks. But I'm going to give you a general direction to head. Like I said, throw it above them, do some shit like that. Always want to be tricky with it too. You see what I did there when I threw it? I didn't just let it come back. I actually pushed it down. I'm going to show you that real quick. So you see how it kind of came right back to me? I'm holding down right there, so it kind of, you know, lowers its stance there. Makes it a little bit more unpredictable. But of course, you can throw it behind, then jump behind, do some crazy shit like that. I think everyone knows this one. You throw it in front of you, dash forward, dash back, dash forward, dash back. That's a really good one, too. It burns a lot of stamina, but it's nice to just throw out there. Batarang actually will always never come back to you if you kind of just hover sometimes. You got to get the sweet spot to it. Let me see if I can get it going. So yeah, if you know how to do it, you can just kind of like hover and make it do that for a while, which is pretty nice. Just kind of gives you this like aura of invincibility almost. There's so much, like I said, so many cool things. Obviously, you can just like kind of jump in and do it. Against Arya, here's a very character-specific matchup. Against Arya, you can kind of just, because she likes to do her roll attack thing, which is so fucking good and busted, in my opinion. But, you know, it is what it is. This game is whack as hell, so hey, I accept it. She has a whack button. I like to just throw it forward and just kind of like try to approach her, because the Batarang kind of interrupts her stupid-ass roll attack a lot of the times. You just kind of throw it out there and just run at her and try to do whatever. So that's very specific, and you got to work around it. But characters like that, really try to save your Batarang. Don't just willy-nilly throw it out and let it hit the ground. Make sure you're hitting something with it. Make sure you're using it in some way, somehow. Like I said, I don't want to go too specific and tell you this is what you should do every single time, because it's such a universal tool. It's very character specific on matchups, on how you want to throw it and stuff, but gave you a couple cool ideas, you know, over the head, then mess with them on the ground, you know, make it so they're afraid to jump, throw it back there, get behind them like this. A lot of cool things you can do with it. Okay, so what else? So another thing I want to see you guys doing, which I don't see, is just start throwing out your jab. If you guys are playing neutral, just every now and again, just throw this out. Just like, you know, I don't even care if this character's over here and he's jumping and being a puss, not really approaching you, doesn't care about you, and he was waiting for you to approach. I don't even care. Sit over here, do the same thing, and just throw this out every now and again. Don't be afraid to do a double. If you kind of feel like they're approaching on you, do that double hit. This second hit is probably his best neutral attack, like in terms of his jab, because this is kind of, you know, short. That is not short, and then obviously this is very short. So it's not bad just to let these kind of fly out there. And the recovery on it's pretty good too, so I'm not saying, you know, do this all the time, but every now and again, just kind of throw it out there. It works a lot. They're going to catch a lot of people coming in, and again, I'm going to talk about Arya just because she's one of our harder matchups. She's one of the better characters in the game. I find that you interrupt her roll dash attack a lot if you're just sitting here waiting for her to do it, and you're just throwing out your sorry, I keep messing that up. You just throw out your jab every now and again. You're actually going to interrupt her doing that roll attack. So it's really good just to throw that out there every now and again. Maybe just throw one, you know, just test the waters, run, throw one out. It helps a lot. Don't mash it ever. Don't just like mash it. Try to really feel out what they're going to do. If they are going to approach, go ahead and let both of them out. Okay, so what do we covered the grappling hook a little bit. Got some cool tech with that. I need you guys to start doing this. This is like one of his best tools. Let me get it better. Yeah, do that. Do it. It looks a little slow here, but what this bot's not doing is he's not dashing. So a normal character, when you hit them right here, they're going to be dashing, and that's what allows this to be so strong. Trust me, you're going to hit a lot of people with it. Just go ahead and try that. So we talked about the grappling hook, you know, bait him out with the dodges. We talked about the Batarang. We went over a couple of his combos. We went over 2 different kind of play styles with Batman. I'm trying to think if there's anything I'm missing. Oh, here's another thing in neutral, what I like to do. Dash forward, quick little not incinerator dash, but just a dash forward and hold up attack here. This attack hits so many times. I burn my stamina pretty good doing it, so I wouldn't do it all the time. But every now and again, instead of doing this, again, so what people like to do on you is they'll do that stupid little sit back, wait for the dash attack, jump, down heavy. Instead of you sliding in with your dash attack, you're going to be sliding in with this. And if they kind of, you know, if you think you're going to dodge out of it or something, you just hold it. Ready? Boom. And that works a lot. I catch a lot of people. I think in my videos even, you can watch me throwing this out here quite a bit. And it's pretty successful. I hit a lot of people with it. Pretty fast attack, and it does a lot of damage, if you can see. It's doing 9 damage on hit. And actually, I don't even think I got my perks on, do I? I do have them. This is the perks I'm using. It feels really good to do all the damage that Does it actually only do 9? Yeah, it does 11. I didn't think I had my perks on. I was gonna say, 9 seems a little low. But yeah, that extra 3% damage it goes so far, dude. Because if you hit a couple of these in a row, I mean, look how much I'm building up already. I hit 3 up attacks, and now he's at 30. Maybe I hit 1 nice combo on him too. And I mean, look at his percents. He's almost at 80% just with a couple cool attacks. Maybe I hit him with my Batarang a couple times as well. I mean, you can see how easily he can build up. Plus with these perks, which I did go over in another video. I guess I should go over the perks with Batman. So I think there's a lot of wiggle room with Batman. His Batarang, I think, is a little weaker now, obviously, now that there can only be 3 stacks a weekend on it. Kind of feels bad since he has so many attacks to apply a weekend. That's another reason why this is so good, the slide in and up air, because you're actually applying a stack a weekend on him too. But since we have so many different attacks that put weaken on the character, that Batarang doing that 3 extra, it's not really helpful as much. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's not bad by any means. I mean, there's a reason why they nerfed 5 stacks of weekend, is because that was kind of overpowered. Not gonna lie, it didn't feel too good. But now that we only do 3, not the best to go for. I think you can actually get away with using that 5% boost to your damage a lot more now. I think the grappling hook is pretty good. I was actually using this for quite a while. You can watch on my videos. I was getting a lot of success using this. Because what that does is even when characters dodge out of your grappling hook, sometimes that shockwave is actually hitting them where the normal one wouldn't hit. I don't think it's good enough to use for consistent reasons, though. I think the damage is just so consistent. You're always just getting damage. I mean, you're getting damage on your dash attack, 15% on a dash attack. Your combos are just doing so much more damage. It just feels so good. Look at that, almost 50%. I think in the beginning of my video, I was hitting him for like 40 or something like that. Now we're almost getting 50 on that combo. Even if I just hit him with a normal, you never want to do that. You always want to end with your light attack here, light up. But yeah, two combos already 30%. I mean, what more can I say? It's really good just to go for the full damage. But that's my very general combo or perk route. If I'm fighting people with heavy projectiles, I'm actually using I'm not even using Speed Force. I'm sorry. I'm using here. You know what we're gonna do real quick? Let's look at my perk setups. So my perk setups for Batman, this is my general layout. If I'm fighting just pretty much a random character that doesn't have anything too specific going on for him, they don't have armor, they don't have a lot of projectiles, I'm using this. It gives me a lot of damage, and it gives me that other stack of weakened that you could that is very useful. Now I think you can change this out since Batman already has, like I said, all those attacks that give him weakened. I think you can easily change it out for Speed Force Assist, and I'm sure you can even use Airwalker if you got some fancy stuff that you're doing with Batman. I haven't really experimented with Airwalker with Batman because I do like conserving my stamina. But hey, if you know some cool tech with Batman for Airwalker, I'd say go for it. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. Collateral damage, believe it or not, isn't too bad either if you just want to go like full on damage. Actually, now that I think about it, I might be trying this out. I haven't experimented with it too much. I did it first a long time ago, but I actually haven't looked at it this much. And now that I'm in the middle of making this video, I think I might stick with this. I'm not going to lie. I don't want to remake all this just because I'm going to change one little perk. I'll probably just make a video in the future saying, hey, I'm actually going with collateral damage now. But I think the safest bet for now, go ahead and use Last Stand, and heck, I mean, even do this. I think, honestly, at the end of the day, any 3 of these are going to be great for Batman. This extra speed is good, the extra weakened is good, and then that extra 1 damage, it goes a long way. Why this is so good is because your Batarang combos, and anytime you hit him with a Batarang, it's just going to do 1 extra damage. And that it really adds up way more than you'd think. So I'm actually going to keep this like that for now because I do want to go experiment with it online and in the training room just to see how much more damage I can stack up. But anyway, moving on, that's my very general set of, random character matchup. I'm going to throw that on. This is pretty much my default set is the word I was looking for. If I'm going against projectiles, I like that extra speed force just so I can close the distance a little faster. And I obviously have the shield up. I was experimenting with the Sturdy Dodger and... yeah, the Sturdy Dodger, and where is it? And the projectile parry, but it's so, you gotta be so, I'll tell you what, if you're really good at timing your projectile parries, I think you should use this and this. I think it's way worth it if you're good at parrying those projectiles. I'm a little inconsistent with it. Maybe when I get better, I'll start rocking this, but I think the safest bet is to go ahead and do this. You know, you keep your damage, get good damage, and you have a nice shield when you go and close the distance. Now, when you do close the distance, I wouldn't just always rely on this shield saving the day. I think you need to bait it out, especially maybe the first time, probably. So you're going to be running at your opponent. You know, I'll go over that in just a second. Let's just go over this last one. This is for the tanks, anything with armor. I think this is great because you have such a good dash attack, and when characters like Wonder Woman just put on their random armor move, I don't know what it's called, and they just get so cocky and they run straight at you basically. They want to abuse you with that armor, and your dash attack just totally wipes them out. Better Wonder Womans are not just going to run at you. They're going to kind of jump towards you and do side air attacks. This is where the fully charged break armor comes in handy, because what you're going to be doing is approaching them with a charged Batarang. So you just hold down your Batarang all the way, and that's actually going to break their armor, which is pretty fucking nice for Batman. I mean, you can't ask for anything better. Also, your side air attacks are going to break armor. So what I talked about with the grappling hook tech, when you grapple onto them and then you jump out and you hold the side attack. For example, someone like Superman, if you attach them with the grappling hook, they might start charging up a up air attack. I've been hit by that so many times, especially when I first started playing. They'll charge that up air attack while they're grounded, and they have armor on it. So what you do is you throw the grappling hook on. They think they're going to close the distance with it, so they start charging that up air attack, but then you are actually jumping out of it, holding side air, charging it all the way, and actually breaking their armor and getting the hit instead of them getting the hit on you. So I think this is definitely the best for, Wonder Woman, Superman, even Jason, etc., etc. You can even use it on Shaggy. I don't know if it's worth it on Shaggy. I always experiment with both of them because I have not figured that out yet if it was good with Shaggy or not. But this let's go into this on my training mode again. And we're almost done with this video. I don't want to make it super duper long, but I'm just trying to get as much information out there as possible. So, where are we at? So with this, what I want you to be doing when you're using the shield, don't always just rely on this working. Like, don't just like run until they shoot, because a lot of people are going to catch on to that. What you should be doing is definitely dashing in like this, or even going all the way through them. Because what they're going to do is they're going to know that you're trying to bait them out with the shield, and they're not going to projectile you if they see you running at you with the shield. So just make sure you're always dodging. And do a little cool follow-up, whatever you got to do. Also, now that I just thought about it, you can always get this off of grapple. So if they're high percents, I don't know if it works. I kind of forget. I let a lot of time just throw the up air out, just because it's more consistent, but I'm pretty sure almost like 90% of the time you can always get the side air. So start working on that. I don't know if anyone's, if you guys have been doing it. When you get the grappling hook, you probably are just going for the up attack. Go for the side attack first. That's a true combo right there. So no reason not to do that. Let me think of anything else before we end the video. I think we're pretty much covered all the basics. I definitely never seen anyone online talking about this kind of tech yet, so that's the main reason why I wanted to make this video. Just thinking, I think that's about it. So I hope you learned something in the video. I'll definitely update this guide if I come up with any new tech. I think this is the most important thing to take away from the video. I want to see Batman's doing this way more often, and honestly just doing this more often, because I don't see a lot of people doing it. I've seen like 1 or 2 Batman do it online, and they do this, and it makes me so upset. No reason to burn your stamina. Just jump out of it. But yeah, thanks for watching. Again, I hope you learned something. I will update this guide if I come up with anything new. And that's it for now. Thank you.